Blaine. It's time for Section 7 AA quarterfinals as the third-seeded Blaine Bengals play host to the sixth-seeded Coon Rapids Cardinals. Both teams are new to the section in 7 AA. As you see that game in the middle of the bracket and over the top seed in Section 7 AA this season, Grand Rapids gets the 2 seed. Very likely will await the winner of this game on February 26th at Amsoil Arena. As Bill Hupp and Don Ackerman pleased to be on the call this evening. And Don, it should be an interesting game between two teams that have played each other many times in the playoffs over the years. Section 5 last year, now they're both in Section 7, but they're resuming an old rivalry, and a couple key players to keep an eye on tonight for Blaine as Landon Steffen leads the charge for the Bengals.
Yeah, he's somebody you want to keep an eye on, somebody they want to get some goals out of to have success and just build on what they've been doing. They scored 6 goals in the last game, so did Coon Rapids, so we could have a high-scoring game. I'm excited to see how many he can put in the net.
Steffen with 24 points on the season, and in between the pipes, always a key, the senior netminder, Ryan Wallen. He struggled a little bit recently, having given up an average of 5 goals a game last couple, but they're going to need him to come up big if they want to have a deep run in the playoffs. Yeah,
89% save percentage, so that's something to keep an eye on. He's been their main netminder this year, so I mean you hope he has a good one, and if your goaltender gets hot, that's all you need.
Meanwhile, a young but talented team for Coon Rapids, led by a host of sophomores, including Tyler Barsnes. You see there, 34 points on the season for the sophomore centerman. And Barsnes, one of the keys. They're very exciting. They've scored 31% of their goals on the season on the power play, so certainly something that Blaine will want to avoid, taking dumb penalties. They'll want to stay out of the box tonight. Nathan Clark, the senior forward and captain, 4 assists against Highland Park the other day. He leads the team in assists. He's got 40 points on the season as well, Don.
Yeah, what I like about these two guys, honestly, is you've got 16 goals, 18 assists, 14 goals, 26 assists. So they may kill you with the score, but they may kill you with an assist. So you can't, it's hard to guard both. It's really tough defensively.
Yeah, no question. A lot of weapons on the top 2 lines of this Coon Rapids team. Blaine beat Coon Rapids earlier this season. They've played them, this will be the 6th time in the last decade, and it should be an interesting one coming up. Blaine 5-0 against Coon Rapids, hoping to make it 6-0. Coming up next, we'll have puck drop here from Fogarty Arena in Blaine. It's Blaine and Coon Rapids coming up next on North Metro TV.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men, take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
The Blaine Bengals taking the ice here at Fogarty Arena, getting set to start and play host to the Coon Rapids Cardinals in this Section 7 AA quarterfinal, I should say. Bill Hupp alongside Don Ackerman tonight here on North Metro TV. Blaine in the white and multiple shades of blue. Coon Rapids, the visiting team, in the red and black helmets, black breezers, black lettering and numerals. As Ryan Wallen gets set to face the Cardinals, these two teams have met. This is the 6th meeting in the playoffs between these two teams since the 2011-2012 season. Bengals are 5-0 in those matchups. Both these teams newcomers to Section 7A, as you get a look at Mark Danik, the senior netminder, 5-3 with a .864 save percentage, a 3.87 goals against average, and 2 shutouts on the season as Coon Rapids wins the opening draw. Nathan Clark at center ice, his pass immediately intercepted by Finn Loftus, who throws it cross corner. Picked up by Nate Clinzy, one of the starting defensemen. Bounding puck controlled, sharp shot saved. Andrew Swanson The right winger getting a good wrister off. Centered out in front, and it's tipped out of the zone. Picked up at center ice by Pooter. The Bengals will fire it back in as Loftus throws it in from center ice and goes off for a change.
Yeah, they've got a couple shots in and now cycle it through.
Bengals get it back in deep in the zone. Landon Steffen, we featured him in the pregame show. Caden Parent fires it wide. Comes up the boards for Bryce Lager, the second leading point scorer on this Bengals team. Coon Rapids much improved as a team, 10 and 15 as they gain the zone for the first time, and that shot whistles wide. Up to Landon Steffen, whose brother Luke, one of the top scorers for this Bengals team as well. It's wired around up the near side boards to Luke, just outside the right circle. Picked up and banked by Joe Penner, who normally starts. He's on the top line along with Luke Steffen, but they decided not to start the top line tonight as Finn Loftus recovers for the Bengals. Early going here, first period. The winner of this game face the winner of Grand Rapids, likely the 2-seed Grand Rapids, the Thunderhawks, a top 10 team in state. One of the best sections in state, with Andover and Grand Rapids making up the top 2 seeds. Glove down at the blue line and swept in cross corner by Pooter. Able to get there first, Dane Anderson behind the net. They'll bank it back for Pooter at the point. And it's kicked out of the zone right into the path of the speedy Nathan Clark. Clark gets a shot off. That goes wide up the far side boards for Kumani Poor at the right point.
No shot on goal, but certainly dangerous with Clark coming down the ice on his own.
Battle along the end boards. Clark trying to dig at it. It's banked off the wall, cleared but not out. Held in momentarily by Harry Koval. 3 captains manning the top line for this Coon Rapids team. Puck spun around to the right corner. Now it goes back up the far side boards.
Bengals have to like their offensive zone presence here.
And they immediately get a shot off, just as you say that. Alex Ernest, who started at left wing tonight, gets this quick shot off, and it's saved and held on to by Mark Danik. Shots 2-0 in favor of the Bengals in the early going. Good crowd on hand here at Fogarty Arena.
Student section filled in nicely.
One of the just great barns in the Northwest Metro. Off the draw. Played back in deep to the end board, so the forecheck operating well as Ernest delivers a big hit on Tandem Bush after he got it in.
Yeah.
Parent with a big check as well. It's again held in right point, banked off the end boards.
As I say, sending a message by doing that, I think.
Yeah, certainly Blaine, a big team, not afraid to be physical, as they're able to clear it out to the line. It's picked up at the blue line by Rowan Bresnahan. Big check delivered in neutral zone ice. No call, but that is another physical check as Wallen loves it on the other end and holds on.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, you almost have one eye looking slanted that the referee's like, are you going to call that? How much are we going to have here? Look at that hit.
Oof. I mean, he was, you know, wow. Yeah, that was a big one. It looked clean, didn't leave his skates or anything, and he was right in front of him, so it's not like he didn't see it. But he did get rocked pretty well. Landon Steffen chases it to the end boards.
I think the Cardinals are going to have to keep an eye out for that.
Well, certainly they
don't line up for it.
Yeah, obviously Blaine wanting to come out, Don, in the first period and match and set the tone physically.
Right.
Working to the high slot, that shot blocked down, picked up again by Loftus. Not much on the pass off the end boards. Landon Steffen sees his effort saved, or rather Luke Steffen. Loftus back out on high for Pooter. Loftus through traffic, it hits a Cardinal in front. Kumani Poor will carry it out for Coon Rapids. We've got a whistle and icing is the call. Just momentarily tongue-tied there. Face-off will come back down in in the end, as you see Blaine there won their final 2 games of the regular season, their first winning streak since January 15th and 18th.
Yeah, I think as the Cardinals set up for their defensive zone here, they need to really get the puck out of here and get moving. Don't let Blaine run the game. I think they've got everything going their way right now.
They sure do, including that offside as Ben Kish a little early into the zone, so the faceoff will come outside in the neutral zone.
Sometimes I look at it as an icing, as like I'm trying to buy time, and a little bit of a desperate move sometimes, seeing how often it happens. I think the Red Storm needs to recollect themselves here.
Well, because you're able to change lines in high school, that's the benefit. So if you're gassed and you're having a long shift, you may as well just ice the puck. There's no punishment for it. Whereas obviously in the higher levels, that's not a strategy. Shared across, beautiful little through the legs, and then a backhand pass that's intercepted. Connor Dickman with speed driving the net. Kish to the front, and Wallen makes the save. And a great job defensively to stay with it.
Yeah, great test too by the goalie. You know you're gonna get shot at maybe, you just don't know when.
They'll get it back in with the slick sophomore Tyler Barsness. He drops it back. There's a shot, they score! Nathan Clark, goal number 15 on the season. And Coon Rapids has an early 1-0 lead.
Wow, I mean, snuck it in. Just snuck it in past the goal. I don't think the goaltender was ready for that. I certainly didn't think he was gonna get that shot through. Let's take a look at that replay.
It was set up by Barsness. You see him driving by, and then just a beautiful find.
Wow.
And he snuck it inside that near post. Wallen just not coming over close enough. What a feed from Barsness to Clark. And the Bengals find themselves trailing here at home in the early going. Maybe this will wake them up. As that shot, first playoff goal for Coon Rapids versus Blaine since February 23rd of 2012. So the first goal in a decade in the playoffs, and obviously that came in a 4-2 loss. Certainly hoping for a better result tonight for Coon Rapids, as that shot is saved by Danik. And now good job by Alex Hauk to win it back. Hauk has been on fire recently. He's on a 6-game point streak with goals in 4 of those 6 games.
Yeah, I'm just stunned here. Just what a great, with limited opportunities, Coon Rapids comes in and just shows some skill, shows some talent, basically picks a spot and able to get the goal in the net. That's really impressive.
So it's Clark from Barsness and Koval at 3:19 of the first period to give Coon Rapids the early lead. What a boost. I mean, Coon Rapids, you know, you look at the scores of the last 4 times they've played in the playoffs, and it's like 11-0, 9-0, 8-0. So for them to get the first goal in the first 5 minutes, that's a huge confidence booster.
I mean, you can't overlook 6-0. That's what Coon Rapids won last time when they beat St. Paul Highland.
Right. Yep. So Danik makes the stop. Luke Steffen down there. It's cycled back to the left point for Blake Sutherland. Now down low, Loftus, goal line extended. Steffen setting up in that right circle. Back out to the point for Pooter. Pooter rings it around for Koval. That was assist number 15. Barsness, his 19th helper of the season. And as we said, Nathan Clark, goal number 15. He's now second on the team in goals, just 1 behind Tyler Barsness. We talked about how dangerous Barsness is, and as soon as we said that, he backhanded a beautiful feed to the slot for Clark to fire home.
Yeah, and as a goalie, you got to take him serious when he comes down the ice. But obviously, he's okay serving it up, too.
And the longer Coon Rapids hangs in this game, it's obviously very early, but if they can defend well, the longer they hang in this hockey game, the more confidence they'll have. Great save by Danik off the spinning shot by Lager. Out of the zone, and then swept in by Nicholas Espinoza for Coon Rapids. Shots 6-4 in favor of Blaine, as it's tipped out to center and all the way down in the zone.
And Coon Rapids is showing you that the shots on net might not matter.
Penner takes a bump from Espinoza, but keeps it down. momentarily anyway. It's hammered back in deep by Nate Schaefer.
Because possession's been far unbalanced. I mean, Blaine's had the puck and the opportunities, but it doesn't matter.
They possess here as that pass is intercepted in the zone. Yeah, Bengals have had the better of play, and now Coon Rapids' parents wanted too many men on the ice. I believe that's going to be the call. We'll await the official designation. Connor Dickman, the one skating over to the box. So here's where Coon Rapids, we talked about it in the pregame, Don. Coon Rapids has scored about 31% of their goals this season on the power play. So
we're going to get a good look at it now.
Blaine goes to the box, and Coon Rapids with a chance to take a 2-goal lead. Golden opportunity to do that. Espinoza forces the turnover behind the net. Comes out to Tandon Bush. Down low for Espinoza. Big check delivered. Espinoza goes down, and Blaine able to clear the zone.
Obviously down 1-0. They really need to shut down this power play, get themselves into this game.
Too many players on the ice. The call. Now walking his way through, but ultimately blocked off, and Blaine through Adam Pooter sends it all the way down.
Seeing the speed by Coon Rapids, I think it explains the Red Wings jersey now.
Yeah, they're a fast group of sophomores. They're fun. Talking to their longtime color commentator, Ali Shapiro. Save! And Wallen makes the stop. Got to be careful. As it's cleared out, back out to center.
Yeah, back door was open there.
Picked up at center ice and carried back in. Bush, goal line extended, jamming at it, the loose puck, and Espinoza tied up in front, but he was right on the doorstep. 50 seconds remaining on the power play. 7:38 to go, first period. As you see that shot, and look at that juicy rebound. Espinoza couldn't lift the puck, but Wallen had to make a nice stop, and then he spilled it right into the path of the Coon Rapids Cardinal.
Took the words right out of my mouth. That was the juiciest rebound you could ask for on a play. That's what you want. You want that rebound, and you want an open net right in front of you. You just got to go get it.
High sticky in the call, as Barsness was the one who played that in the air. So that'll bring the face-off back down in the Coon Rapids end, left circle. Lager to take the face for Blaine. 40 seconds remaining. Blaine's penalty kill, for what it's worth, is pretty good this year, 85.5%. As Lager wins it forward, takes a shot. Danik makes the save. The rebound comes right to a teammate, and it's carried on out by Bresnahan. Skating with it and sweeping it in, Cleansing. 7:09 to go, first period. 19 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Lager, good stick lift as the puck's tied up in a board battle along the end wall.
Good physicality there, using it to your advantage.
Nice job by the Bengals to clear it back into the Coon Rapids end. Not all the way down, but certainly down enough, as we're back to even strength.
Dickman comes out and hits somebody immediately, then skates to the bench. They want to be physical, these Bengals do.
Well, they know they have the size advantage. I mean, Coon Rapids is a small, speedy team. Centered in front, just underneath the stick of an on-rushing attacker, turning and firing. Anderson, that goes wide, then he comes off.
Felt like it was supposed to be an assist.
Just out of the reach of Swanson. Played up, nearly had a breakaway for Eli Bowden. Loftus instead dumps it diagonally. Hauk can't get there first. It's around the boards.
Feels like the Tigers are just circling, waiting for a chance to pounce.
Well, certainly the offensive zone time has been in favor of Blaine. But right now, that's Will Marty who actually gets it in. Marty, the junior forward. Shots actually 6 apiece. As it's loose in the slot and then picked up and carried on out by Dickman. Or beg your pardon, this is Nick Mikan. Mikan throws it across the goal, face of the goal, out to the left point. Penner in between the rings, held in at the point nicely by Caden Parent. Penner evades a defender.
They're trying to
Penner
push
takes
Dickman out of there.
Takes a bump, looking for Dickman in the middle. Sharp wraparound attempt by Anderson, saved to the corner. Blaine buzzing right now, though. Parent finds a teammate down low, comes up the boards. Again, held in by Blaine. Chance here, centering pass, nobody home.
Great idea.
Finally swept out of the zone. You would have been forgiven, Don, for thinking that was a power play. It wasn't. That was an even strength series, and wisely iced by Coon Rapids to get the shift change.
Yeah, really good idea there. Like, I don't feel like that's a desperate move, but you see they're just trying to find their teammates. You just see that, trying to sneak a wraparound.
Well, and sometimes the wraparound attempt, yeah, you may not score, but if you can bank it off of
juicy rebound
the
time.
pads, yeah, it's juicy rebound time. They win it forward, chance here, and somehow it doesn't go in. I'm not sure how, but Danik covers, takes the whistle.
I think missing the goal was harder than hitting the goal from that angle.
Love to see a replay of that, but boy, that was a great chance after Lager had won the draw forward.
Wow.
It was wide open on the far side, as you'll see it here. Pass across, and then like almost another centering pass instead of toward the goal. So, but what a find by Lager after he won the draw.
I mean, the Bengals have tons of assists, and you could see why.
Yeah, very unselfish, a little too unselfish in that instance, and a good job by the Coon Rapids defense to tie up.
I'm feeling that back check must have really got him tied up, because that, oof.
Because otherwise he would have scored.
You're
right?
not going to get a better look at the net.
net.
You're not going to get a better
net.
look than that.
Yeah.
That's better than the juicy rebound we saw on the other side.
So Lager.
I'm getting hungry. All these juicy rebounds.
Lager. Loftus. And look at the forecheck for Coon Rapids. Centering pass. Forced Wallen to make a save. Blaine trying to transition now as Lager gets it in the zone. Loftus loses it. They got a touch up for the delayed offside. So that allows Bresnan to carry it out for Coon Rapids.
Kudos for the intelligence, though. I've noticed they've had a couple chances to go offsides, and they don't. That's smart play.
But ultimately, the speed and the hustle of Coon Rapids causing problems, not just taking it for granted. There's a shot and a save by Danik. Then Kish into the zone with speed. Kish on the backhand. It's by Sutherland. Only one penalty taken in this first period. Centering pass, and Barsna's shot hits a Bengals defender out front.
Great defensive play by that defender.
Luke Steffen spinning away from pressure outside the circle. Centered, looking for Hauk. Instead, it's intercepted by Coon Rapids. Cardinals playing with all kinds of confidence, and in talking to their coach, Aaron Frock, before the game, he talked about how he thought the kids would be confident and would play with a certain fearlessness. And so far, they're doing just that.
Yeah, they look great. I mean, speedy and getting the job done.
Swanson with a little dump and chase. Turnover forced outside the left circle. Again, a sharp angle shot along the end boards. So I'll say this for Coon Rapids, they're forcing Blaine outside,
yes,
and not allowing them in between the rings where they can get a good look. Caden Parrott up ahead for Loftus. Loftus hard off the window in the far corner. Penner takes a bump in the right corner. Clark's clearance knocked down by Penner at the line. Loftus picks it off with center ice. Loftus, one of the most important players for Blaine. He forces the turnover, shoots, and that was always rising. There's another shot that's saved by Danik. Out in front, it's loose. Danik's down, and somehow it doesn't go in. And it's finally swept all the way out and down by Coon Rapids. But that was a succession of chances for the Bengals.
If you want drama, we've got it here big time. Great opportunities, multiple shots, but nothing able to connect.
Some great chances here as that shot was always coming high, and then Anderson put it on net, forced a Danik save. Loftus centered, and it was right out in front, as you see, on the doorstep, but a couple good shot blocks, and we remain 1-0 Coon Rapids. Off the draw, Lager, hounded by Bowden. Steffen checked off the puck and turned over. With speed, Coon Rapids scores! Tyler Barsness! A goal and an assist in this first period. And Coon Rapids has a 2-0 lead. The sophomore forward showing out here in the Section 7AA quarterfinal.
Quality over quantity is what Coon Rapids is getting through. Look at that snipe.
That was a beaut from above the right circle. Wow. Tyler Barsness, we highlighted him in the pregame. 17 goals, 19 assists now. As off the draw, Danik's got to melt it down, but Coon Rapids stunning the faithful here in Blaine.
I mean, if you can put the puck right where he does, that's almost impossible. Goes off the post, into the corner, top shelf. Woo! That's where the good cookies are in the top shelf, and he's got them.
Anytime you can go off the inside of the post, too, it sounds sweet, it looks cool. What a goal.
And you're making it so much harder for the goalie to pick the right angle.
2 even strength goals. You know, we talked about their power play, how effective it was, but they've scored twice on the even strength. Backhanded, they score!
That's exactly what
a massive goal for Blaine. And it's Alex Ernest who gets his 6th goal of the season. The starting left winger, third liner, cuts the Coon Rapids lead 2-1 with just a minute left to play.
I was gonna say that's exactly what they needed, and when they needed it. You would not want to go into the locker room down 0-2. And just to get this one, just fighting down, backhand. Looks like goes off the goalie and in.
That's a killer goal to give up for Coon Rapids. You could have taken a 2-0 lead to the first intermission, but now it's 2-1. You have to imagine there will be a talking to at halftime, at the intermission break.
Yeah, and I think what you might expect, it was a hard effort fought goal right there. That was an effort, energy, power, all that together. Made that opportunity happen.
So it was Barsness from Bowden and Clinzy at 15:33. And then I'll be very interested to see Ernest gets the goal at 15. Assisted by Loftus and Swanson. At 16 minutes or 17 minutes of the first period. So a wild first period that saw Coon Rapids take a 2-0 lead here on the road. And after one period of play, Blaine gets a goal back late to make it 2-1 as we head to our first intermission here. This is the Section 7AA quarterfinals on North Metro TV. Back here at Fogarty Arena, Bill Hupp and Don Ackerman on North Metro TV in the Section 7 AA quarterfinals. After one period of play, Coon Rapids leading 2-1 over Blaine, the 6 upsetting the 3 right now. And Don, it was a pretty wild first period, and it could have been a lot worse for the Bengals, but they were able to get a goal back with just a minute left to play.
Yeah, their seniors stepping up and getting that goal right before the intermission's huge, I think. That 1 goal difference is dramatically large for the Bengals, who dominated physically, but the Birds were able to sneak in a couple great shots and get some goals.
As we look at highlights from that first period, Blaine out shooting Coon Rapids 9-7, but it was Coon Rapids who got on the board first. Beautiful feed to Clark from Barsness, and you see him just using his speed to get to the end boards, and a beautiful pass. Clark finished it, and 3.5 minutes into this game, they led. And then Barsness with a snipe from above the right circle, giving Coon Rapids a 2-0 lead there. Just a beautiful, nothing fancy about it. Pinged the inside of the post. That goal coming at 15:33. But then with a minute left to play, Alex Ernest came off the wall and backhanded it over the shoulder of Mark Danik. Off of Danik, actually, and in. And that goal coming at the 16-minute mark. So Blaine, Don, critical goal for them. They would have hated to go in 2-0. Last time these two teams played, we were here for that one as well. The last time these two teams played was in the 2020 playoffs. Blaine dominated that one. 7-0 was the final. They scored early and often, getting a goal 19 seconds into the opening period. They led 4-0 after 1. And as you see, ultimately, 5-0 I should say, and ultimately they went on to win 7-0. That was when they were both in Section 5 AA. Now they're in Section 7 AA, and I know the two coaches laughed about it before the game, Don, because they're like, boy, we just keep running into you. As you look at the last four section meetings versus Coon Rapids, and as we said during the game, it's been all Blaine.
Yeah, but obviously not tonight. And like you said, you've got a young Cardinals team that's fast and hungry, and the Bengals are going to have to fight for it.
Indeed, this is as we said, 6th time these two teams have met in the playoffs since 2011-2012. And Blaine is 5-0 in those meetings, but they find themselves trailing after one period of play. Coon Rapids in the black and red, Blaine in the blue and white. As we get set to start things, two teams have swapped sides. Bengals 0 for 0 on the power play. Coon Rapids 0 for 1, so penalties not really a factor in that first period. As Alex Hauk wins the draw back to Finn Loftus for the Bengals, and we are underway here in the second period. And we'll see, it'll be interesting to see what kind of jump the Bengals get in this second period after finding themselves unexpectedly trailing after 1, despite having somewhat dominated play in that first period. Credit to the Cardinals for taking their chances.
I have a feeling they're going to amp that physicality up. We've already seen some pretty good hits already.
Wallen has to be careful. He gets it over to Loftus. Cross-ice pass. Finds its way to Swanson. Ernest has his pass picked off in the zone. Cycled down low. Good passage of play. And right now, Coon Rapids playing with a lot of confidence. Down low. Shoots. Score! Tamden Bush, his 4th goal of the season. It's 3-1 Cardinals. A wide open net, and he did not miss.
And that's exactly what you want to do when you're doing that puck movement. You make the goaltender move, it creates an opportunity, and just puts it in the top half of the net.
He walked in, fed it across. Wallen was caught down, and Bush snapped a wrister home. It's 3-1, and could we be on the verge of an upset? That goal coming at about the 55-second mark of the second period. We'll await the official announcement. Another even strength tally as Blaine finds itself with some work to do. Trailing 3-1. Koval picks up his second helper of the game. Bowden picks up one as well. There's another shot for Barsness that's saved to the corner. Barsness gets it back, backhanded, and it well read and picked off by Bryce Lager. So again, to recap, it was Bush from Bowden and Koval. Just keep looking at the wrong writing on my list. At 51 seconds, now a chance on the other end, and Danek makes the save. So now the senior Mark Danek, you're going to lean on him in between the pipes to try to keep up. But again, if you just joined us, Coon Rapids led 2-1 after one period, and how big does that goal look at the end of the period as you see Danek spilling the rebound there and Anderson nearly pouncing on it. But how big does that goal now, Don, look at the end of the first period for Blaine? Even bigger, as they'd hate to see themselves down 3-0.
It's huge, and one of the things I was thinking of as far as what your adjustment would be in the second period, and don't give a Cardinal player an open look, and then that's one of the first things they do in the second period. That has to be mind-boggling, I think, for the coach of Blaine.
Penner forced to the outside, centering pass, misses everyone. Cleared out of the zone and tipped in by Ben Kish. 3-1, Cardinals lead. Trying to pull the upset. They were 2-11 in Northwest Suburban Conference play. They finished tied for second to last on just 4 points. Bengals, meanwhile, finished sixth in the conference with 17 points. But we've talked about the fact that their defense has been a little leaky. They've given up 5 goals on average in the past 3 games, and 3 already in this one.
Yeah, and tonight it doesn't look like you're just going to outscore somebody, so it's going to be something different than goal scoring that makes a difference.
Cardinals gain the zone. Clark into the area. Paddle aside, centering pass with Wallen out of the net. He's lost his stick and they score! Coon Rapids and Nathan Clark, his second goal of the game. And the Cardinals are stunning the Bengals. Less than 3 minutes into this one, and Ryan Wallen has been lifted from this hockey game. Zane Spaniel comes on to replace Wallen.
I have a hard time putting that on Wallen because that was top of the net as he puts this shot in. He chips it in over.
Wallen had lost his stick, and Clark just tapped it in. I mean, great hustle on the forecheck by Zach Novak, and Wallen gets a goal at the 2:58 mark of period number 2. 2:58. Harry Koval, another assist, his 3rd of the game. Clark, his second goal of the game, and it's 4-1 Coon Rapids. Barsness with speed. He fires off a wrister to Tess Spaniel, and it goes wide. Picked up by Landon Steffen, and they're offside.
And the Coon Rapids parents to our right, they
are loving it.
They smell fresh meat. They are salivating over this one right now. You mentioned the amount of goals that Blaine gives up. Man, 5 might be a good thing if they can limit it to 5.
Wow. As Anderson intercepts that pass and plays it in deep, but just a stunning result right now as Coon Rapids already exceeding their goal average for the game as that's fired in from the point and held on to by Danek. Coon Rapids came in, Don, 3.32 goals a game. They're already at 4. And we're not even 4 minutes into this second period. As you see here, the empty net, Wallen, no stick, and Clark just lifted it, roofed it, and that was it.
Wallen just shrugged his, what am I supposed to do, basically, is what was the body language I read.
And they had centered it earlier in the play when Wallen had left to go to the corner, so he was just sort of caught out. And he's clearly shaken, so not a bad idea to get Zane Spaniel in there. Spaniel 2-2 on the season, a 3.32 goals against average, and an .857 save percentage. But Kumani Poor carrying it through the neutral zone. Poor between the rings tries to drop a pass off. Instead, he'll sweep it to the boards. Pooter intercepts there. Cross ice pass banked into the zone. Fanning on the pass. That allows Hauk to chase it. Alex Hauk trying to get it out of his skates. Back to the point. Across, tipped. Hauk can't redirect. Centering pass goes all the way out to the point. A nice job by Schaefer to get it in deep. Bengals need to get something out of this, a sustained offensive possession. 12:06 to go second. Centering pass again, bounding puck. How about this? 9 shots on goal and 4 of them have been goals.
That's amazing.
Not the kind of statistic you want to see if you're a Blaine fan, as Mark Danik makes yet another save for Coon Rapids. For Wallen, that is 19 goals allowed in the last 4 games. So talk about a hot goaltender. What's interesting is we called the game early in February where he stood on his head against Centennial, and they had a 1-1 draw against one of the top 15 teams in state. So we know he's capable of doing good things, but certainly reminds you of the Centennial game at Centennial, where they lost 9-1 earlier this season, and that was a result. So one time Wallen comes in and plays, and they lose to Centennial 9-1, and then the next time these two teams play, Wallen stands on his head and keeps it a 1-1 draw. So a hot goaltender, really, it can giveth and it can taketh away.
It's hard to say those goals are his fault, right? Because they were some great shots.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. No,
maybe that last one he's got to get over quicker, and obviously not having his stick hurt.
Yeah, some of it is unbelievable placement of shots, and you're just not going to save those. So obviously that's should be stated. Cycled down low again. Blaine possessing in the offensive zone. It's off the stick of Luke Steffen. Lager can't turn with it. And it'll be swept all the way down for an icy. Right now, with 11 minutes to go in the second period, it's all Cardinals at this point. They scored 2 in the first, gave up a late goal, but then scored 2 in the first 3 minutes of the second period, and it's 4-1 Cardinals.
Yeah, amazing. And I think Blaine has had the offensive presence, but you don't see the passing, the give and goes and all that. You see everybody working, but I don't see it clicking, and that's what they're going to need to get on the board again.
Anderson down there.
I mean, even their one goal was a backhanded effort. It wasn't, you know,
it was an individual effort, yeah, absolutely. Cleared but not out. Held in right point. Through traffic, it's banked off the end boards. Chopped at. Sutherland rings it around, but only as far as Koval. He's able to loft it out to center. Chance here as Poor crashes the net. Good diving block, and then Spaniel decides to melt it down. But a nice job defensively by, I believe, Dane Anderson to block the pass initially. Well read by Anderson.
Yeah, and I think that play exemplifies the individual effort to save it, but also the unselfishness that's going on with Coon Rapids that's leading to all their opportunities.
No question about that, Don. Clark was looking for Poor, crashing the net, and were it not for the skate of Dane Anderson, he might have found it.
And that kind of unselfishness and teamwork creates results. You can see it on the board. First goal is a beautiful assist.
Yeah, beautiful assist between that top line. It's been one of the most productive all season, and there's certainly a reason why. So the Bengals go D to D with the pass. You look at the amount of points scored tonight. Harry Koval with 3, Clark with 2 goals. And an assist. Barsness with a couple goals, so it's those top 2 lines like we talked about. So now the faceoff comes down in Zane Spaniel's end. to his left, one cleanly as Puder rings it up the far side boards to Steffen. Finds his brother, working to the outside, centering pass just out of the reach of Finn Loftus. Lager can't control behind his own net. Clark trying to get there first. Instead, Loftus will walk the line. He shares it across from above the right circle. I believe it hit a teammate in front.
It did.
It did indeed. Friendly fire there, as that was Landon Steffen who took the worst of that one. Now we've got a whistle and a stoppage, and looks like potentially not a penalty. Oh, the puck's up. Wow, you don't see that often. Clearance attempt up into the rafters here at Fogarty Arena. Shots 13-10 for the game in favor of Blaine. They find themselves trailing where it counts. How about that? Again, 4 goals on 10 shots for Coon Rapids. That's efficiency right there.
And quality, too.
There have indeed been quality chances. Loftus speeding after it with Kish on his heels. Coon Rapids fans not liking the icing, but
well, because Kish got there first.
Not according to the ref.
Correct.
Comes back down into the Coon Rapids end. They got new uniforms this year. They're in a new section, and quite frankly, Don, they're looking like a new team.
Yeah, they are making those. They're looking good on the ice with those jerseys, that's for sure.
Yep. Trying to, as the draw is won and in splits the Blaine defense. Loftus has to track back to his own zone to get it. Tipped in for Penner. Back up on high. Now how well can Coon Rapids defend, and can they get an odd man rush to add to their lead? Above the right circle, it doesn't get all the way through. Blocking shots and doing all those kind of dirty work things to try to hang on and pull what would be a pretty big upset, considering these two schools' playoff history. Yes. And the fact that, you know, Blaine already beat them this year as well. They beat them 9-1 last season. Landon Steffen had 3 goals and 2 assists. And they beat them earlier this year as well. So just the second game of the season.
I have a feeling if Blaine can put this together, Dickman's going to be a key.
Centering pass, Anderson's effort, save with a blocker. Yeah, Blaine in the second game of the season, wraparound attempt is saved and then backhanded out of the zone, pitchfork down to the other end. Blaine beat Coon Rapids 10-2 in the second game of the season. This year, Finn Loftus had 2 goals and 2 assists, one of 4 Bengals with 4 points on the night.
And tonight, Danik's looking sharp.
Danik makes another save as Landon Steffen's effort is corralled, or rather that was Alex Hauk.
I just see that. I just see the movement that he has, and he seems like he knows where the puck is going to be and where it is. That makes a big difference on this wraparound.
Yeah, great job by Danik to make the stop.
And they're going to shoot at him, so as long as he can keep his keen eye on it, he'll be a happy goaltender tonight.
Through traffic again, Adam Puder from the point. Danik makes the glove save and takes the whistle. And this is what you want to do, right? Allow your team to get changes, be solid with it, not give up silly rebounds.
And Blaine's got to start stringing it together.
Off the draw, Hauk fires it wide. Loftus. Swanson centering pass. Still battling for it. Swanson along the end boards. Run into by Bush off the end boards. Couldn't get a shot away. Blaine asking for an icing, and they get there as, wow. That was painful looking from the speedy Ben Kish. Really working hard on the forecheck. Kish, one of those talented sophomores, 9 goals and 8 assists on the season for him. You look at the other sophomores, I mean, Nicholas Espinoza, or rather Tyler Barsness, but you see that's a Kish tries to get there first, but yeah, they have a handful of really important sophomores, so you figure this Coon Rapids team is only going to get better as a program as the years go on.
Yeah, especially the way they're working together. That kind of thing translates really well.
Through traffic, that shot deflected to the corner. Goal line extended. Lager comes off the wall. His pass intercepted by Clark, who banks it in. Chance here underneath the stick of Clark. Nice little give and go with Koval. Instead, a chance here for Blaine. Pulling up, shooting, and that's saved up and into the protective netting. And the Bengals just look increasingly frustrated as Luke Steffen fired that wrister. And you just see him kind of, you know, the body language just looks a little bit dejected. So if you're Coon Rapids, obviously you want to go into that second intermission with a 3-goal lead, making Blaine feel like it's an uphill battle.
And they're kind of feeling like anytime they can connect, they can score. And that makes them angry, and that makes them excited and working hard.
Off the face-off. Landon Steffen can't get his stick sorted out.
You see Blaine get one pass, and then next thing you know, a Cardinal has it, and they're shooting it down the ice. They're no continuity, no tape to tape.
Kish has been absolutely just hustling. Chance here as Kish's shot is deflected up and out of play from between the circles.
Yeah, we got some parents to my right, and every shot's going in as far as they're concerned. You can see them jumping up and down, and they're so excited.
Yeah, well, you know,
I know.
This is
you score 4 out of 10.
Big moment for their team with a 3-goal lead. Face-off coming to the right of Zane Spaniel with 6:13 to go. Second period, 4-1 our score. Espinoza moves in to take the draw for Coon Rapids. Wings it back to the neutral zone. Bresnahan, cross ice. Loftus will throw it down off those bouncy end boards. Out of the zone for Pooters, so Blaine has to touch up. Yeah, you know that Coon Rapids parents just living and dying with every
shot,
passage of play. Up for Espinoza's run into at the blue line for Blaine. Penner looses out at center ice. Loftus goes off the window to Dane Anderson. Clark, who's puck picked up by Anderson. He skates into the zone, drop pass for Penner, gets the shot away.
That's good teamwork right there.
Back for Schaefer at the line. Joe Penner on the backhand. Centering pass. Save made by Danik, and it's lofted back out to center.
Yeah, they'll clear the zone, but that's the kind of tandemness that Blaine needs to put together.
Up to the line. Thrown on net, turned aside by Spaniel. Stolen by Poor. Centered out in front. Clark, big hit delivered. Clark, and a big save by Spaniel with the left pad.
So far, that goaltender change is paying off.
Wow, what a sequence there. Clark had the chance after the initial stop was made, and Spaniel flashed that pad out and made the save. Another shot by Bowden, turned aside by Spaniel. Ernest, as they're trying to get out, he takes a big bump into the zone for Swanson. He's got Hauk to his right, shoots, blocked. Coon Rapids defenders giving up their bodies for the effort. 4:02 left, a 2-on-1, pass across. Beautiful stick in the passing lane. All alone in front, Barsness, backhand save by Spaniel! Barsness with a huge chance to make it 5-1, and Spaniel shut it down.
That could be the play of the game if things turn around for Blaine.
2-on-2 for Blaine as they enter the zone. That centering pass underneath the stick of its intended recipient, Ian Ernest. And now another 2-on-1. Barsness, wrist shot, and another save by Spaniel as he steers it to the corner.
that rebound went exactly where Coon Rapids wanted it to as well. Blaine defense is going to have to stay on him.
Landon Steffen, it's rung around and up the far side boards for Parent. Forced out of the zones. The Bengals have to touch up. They'll regroup in the neutral zone. Schaefer flips it up. It hits the rafters, so it'll be a draw at center ice. Poor thinks it should be in the Coon Rapids and the Blaine zone, but it's a draw at center ice. As you see, just this terrific Barsness all alone, forehand, backhand, and then he just lost it. Poke checked away, I believe, by Spaniel.
I mean, that's wow. Intense stuff right there. Spaniel did a great job not buying any of the fakes.
And it was just such a fortuitous bounce, Don, that it went right to Barsness on the doorstep. And Coon Rapids would have no other player they'd rather have with it there. Centered in front, and it's a point-blank save made. Bryce Lager on the doorstep, and Danik shut it down.
Yeah, Lager's got to be maybe a little bit more patient there, because you look at this shot.
A lot of puck watching, and Lager just snuck in behind, and you see Poor tapping his chest because he lost him. Fortunately for Coon Rapids, the Bengals couldn't make him pay. 2:49 to go, second period, 4-1 our score. An upset in the making here at Fogarty Arena. Lager working down low, tried to center for Landon Steffen. It's lofted out to center. Up for Luke Steffen. Poor, beautiful transition here. Bowden works to the outside. His shot's deflected to the right corner. Ahead for Luke Steffen, stolen by Barsness. Bounding puck picked up in the neutral zone, or between the rings, I should say, by Lager. Bryce Lager on the backhand. He fires, tries to go back to the point. It goes all the way back to basically the circle of the Blaine end. Into the zone, Luke Steffen. Pooter can't get much on that shot. And it's rung around and all the way down. Really, honestly, it's Coon Rapids clearing the puck and then hoping that one of their speedy wingers can get there in time to prevent the icing.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, right?
It's been effective. It's hard to criticize much about Coon Rapids tonight, given how well they're playing. 17-13 shots in favor of Blaine.
And I think it's obvious that their speed is an advantage, a huge advantage in this game.
8-6 shots in the period in favor of the Bengals, but again, Mark Danik has stopped 16 of 17 shots. Anderson through traffic. Danik makes the save. Loose rebound, and Anderson misses the net. Well, he's had some point-blank chances, and actually I wonder if one of those shots may have hit a teammate out front. There is a Bengal on the ice.
Yeah, Dickman's down.
Yeah, Connor Dickman, the senior forward, down. He's taking the worst of that one.
He's the big guy who's been in front of the net all night.
Yeah, trying to provide that screen, as you see, as actually there is a Coon Rapids Cardinal going to the box, and it'll be Nate Clinzy, the junior defenseman. So for the first time tonight, Blaine goes on the power play. Don't know if that was a cross check or what that was. We await the official designation. Dickman's right there. Ooh. Well, you see, looks like he caught a stick in the ribs. The two teams are talking. Doesn't seem like any ill intent there.
Right.
So, big opportunity for Blaine right here to try to get one back before the end of the period. They go on the power play. Lager moves in to take the face. Back for Finn Loftus at the point. Loftus, right circle, back on Ernest. Loftus gets the shot away, and it's saved. Another shot, another save. Wow, Mark Danik standing on his head, making the save, couple saves. 2 minutes for slashing is the penalty, so first power play of the night for the Bengals. That one off his face mask.
Great job by Danik to get in the right side of that net and prevent any opportunities.
Dialed in tonight. Bengals go to work on the offensive end. Back to Pooter at the right point. Steffen outside the right circle. Pooter walks in, fires it, and that goes wide. Up the boards for Loftus. Pooter, high slot, back for Loftus. Drop for Pooter between the rings. His shot goes wide. Loftus scores!
42 seconds.
Finn Loftus, goal number 11 on the season, his 5th power play goal of the year. And he scores with 42.8 seconds left in the second period. And a big goal it was for Blaine. They're now 1-for-1 on the man advantage, and they get one back here late second period.
And if you take the last 2 minutes of 2 periods out, it's 0-4. They are getting it just when they need it, but they're going to have to get a lot more in the third period.
Well, better late than never if you're Blaine, but certainly the Bengals still with plenty of work to do. They punish Coon Rapids for the slashing minor, and now we've got a hockey game as Barsness drives the net. Loftus from Pooter at 16-19 on the power play. 22 seconds remaining, and off the draw, Spaniel melts it down.
I was trying to hear if there was a second assist on that, but I was not able to get a clear hearing of that.
Bowden takes the face-off back to his own end. Swanson cycles it to the right corner. Yeah, you always wonder if you're missing that second assist, but ultimately, last chance for Kish. He fires it high, and it's deflected up and out of play as time expires. Coon Rapids strikes twice inside the first 3 minutes of the second period. Blaine gets one back on the power play late in the second, but we head to the second intermission. The Cardinals threatening to pull the upset here at Fogarty Arena. They lead it 4-2 after 2 periods of play here on North Metro TV.
To Sofia and Gabriel, even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Back here in our second intermission, Coon Rapids leading the Bengals 4-2 after 2 periods of play. Bill Hupp and Don Ackerman as back here at Fogarty Arena as the Bengals retake the ice. And Don, it was another just kind of crazy period. Coon Rapids scoring 2 goals in the first 3 minutes of the second frame. Blaine again gets a power play, their first of the game late. As we take a look at highlights, what'd you see in that period?
I mean, overall, you've got Coon Rapids just working well together. You see these passes across the ice. They're setting up their teammates, putting the goalie in a bad position. I mean, good teamwork really going on there. Blaine struggling to kind of keep everybody covered. You constantly see that red jersey hanging out all by himself.
Yeah, great forecheck, forcing turnovers deep into zone, and then able to convert transition in the student section, loving it. And then late in the period, Finn Loftus took one off the end boards and fired it past Mark Danik, who's been playing a really good game of hockey otherwise. Shots in the period were 11-9 in favor of Blaine, 20-16 for the game, so certainly not the huge disparity that you might expect. And Blaine has some work to do. They find themselves in a dogfight. Zane Spaniel stays
I think that's a good idea. I mean, if I'm Blaine, I think I would tell my players, hey, pretend like it's the last minute of the period, because I mean, you take 2 minutes out of the game, and they don't have a goal on the board. It's crazy. And I'm also telling Blaine, hey, make sure you get some space. Don't let these speedy Cardinals frustrate you. Work together, guys. Work together. That's how we get to the end. And that's what I would tell Blaine. And the Cardinals, just keep doing what you're doing, man. Use your speed.
Good start for Blaine as the Bengals win the opening draw, and Pooter red lines it in. Up the far side boards. Figure Blaine will try to spend as much time in the offensive zone as Pooter tracks back and intercepts the advance of Harry Koval. Top line wingers got 3 assists tonight for Coon Rapids. Cycle to the near side corner, then back to the point. Pooter through traffic, redirected, and it goes wide.
That's good teamwork.
Net front presence huge as Clark lifts it out to center. The bounding puck will be snagged by Swanson rather.
And as they lift it, everybody looks to see if it'll get stuck in the rafters again.
Yeah. What are the odds of that? You saw that in the second period. The captain, Finn Loftus, at center ice. Dumps it diagonally and goes for a change.
I think that puck's still up there.
Lager gets there first. In the middle, Lager lifts it. Danik with a save. Lager had Danik down, but couldn't lift it over the senior netminder. That was a glorious chance that went begging.
Ooh, I like glorious. That's a good word.
Through traffic again on the doorstep. They have men in front. Lager down there. Not enough of a net front presence defensively, so Blaine has had a couple good chances with no Cardinals defender in sight. Backhanded in. Steffen tries to walk his way through, but only as far as Barsness. That puck flipped up and out of play.
Luke Steffen was kind of tapping his stick on the ice as he was sliding down the middle. Just come on, get it to me.
Yeah, he wanted that centering pass, and Lager was all alone on the doorstep. Beautiful pass in front, and another save by Danik.
Danik tracking so well on that play.
Fantastic. Glove down and held it at the point, redirected, they score! The way they're reacting, I think they're going to give the goal to Joe Penner. He was the net front presence off the shot from Adam Pooter from the point. Bengals back within a goal.
And I think that was a redirection, and that's how you're going to beat a goaltender who's dialed in. To me, that's what I saw, is Danik didn't expect that to pop to the right like it did, and so was able to get in the net. Let's take a look at it.
You see it's gloved down there and then redirected home beautifully. What an athletic play. Wow. Penner having to leap up. So now Anderson fires it on net. Blaine's bench is buzzing. 1:47 of the third period. Dane Anderson and Pooter get the assists. So it's Penner from Pooter and Anderson. Meanwhile, Barsness driving the net on the backhand. Barsness walking the line, decides to dump it cross corner and get a change. Up the far side boards, Blaine able to skate it out and dump it cross corner. Bengals in the midst of a change as Coon Rapids skates behind its own net. Intercepted at the Bengals line. Now turned over by Bowden, centering pass. Tipped out of the zone, right into the path of Luke Steffen. He gains the line, pass across, wrist shot, that goes whizzing high.
You're starting to see Blaine play together a little better in this third period.
Clark into the zone for Poor, he tries to toe drag his way through. Another shot, Clark backhands it, again just behind his intended teammate. And instead, Kish will fling it into the zone and go off for a change. Kish actually will stay out there. Tries to intercept the pass up to the blue line. Landon Steffen chases it to the end boards. 4-3 our score, 13:25 to go regulation. Coon Rapids fans wanted an elbowing. Instead, it's back center point. Now Pooter at the right point. His shot hits Lager in front. Off the end boards. Cleared up and then lofted ahead for Kish to chase on to. Spaniel
Nice.
decides to come out of his net and cover that one for Blaine.
Really good recovery. Quick move down the ice. Get some offensive zone time. Good recovery there by Coon Rapids.
4-3 our score. Coon Rapids at one point led 4-1, but Blaine has scored the last two, trying to stave off the upset effort by the 6th-seeded Cardinals. Off the face-off, up the near side boards. Loftus between the rings, drop pass, and that shot is spilled. Danik has his helmet knocked off. Coon Rapids parents very upset, wanting a penalty for goaltender interference, but it looked just sort of incidental as he was driving by.
Yeah, the helmet came off and activated seven referees in the crowd.
And you see just kind of leaving the leg in, and Dane Anderson sort of knocked off as he was reaching for that puck. And you might have been able to call something there.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
it didn't look like a complete accident, but also didn't look intentional.
now, as you see the CR there.
Yeah, oh, that is.
There you go. There you go.
I was wondering where the R was. Thank you.
It's a beautiful logo. These brand new jerseys for Coon Rapids. Penner. Held in left point, so Blaine buzzing in the offensive zone. Nick Mikan, who's had a quiet game, checked off the puck. They need the big 6'4" winger to pick it up. He's had a quiet night. Up for Parent. Dickman pinching. Parent takes a big bump. Dickman centering pass. It's gone! Blaine has tied this hockey game with 12:16 to go. It's Dane Anderson who puts it past Mark Danik for Anderson. Goal number 4 of the season. A greasy goal if we've ever seen one.
Very greasy. I love that word too. Man, you got good words tonight. Good thing you do play-by-play. Just really not a hard shot or anything like that, but just really a redirection of just one of those awkward moments. And I think that's how you're going to beat a guy like Danik, who's been dialed in.
So you see the highlight here, just backhanded in front by Dickman and just tapped home somehow between the 5-hole or through the 5-hole. So now Blaine's buzzing as they fire a shot, and Pooter plays. 4:44 the time of the goal. Dane Anderson, 2 assists tonight. Now he's got a goal. Parent and Penner get the assist. I could have sworn that Dickman was the one who centered it, but be that as it may, Penner's now got a goal and an assist in this 3rd period, and we have a tie hockey game.
Yeah, I mean, amazing recovery for Blaine. I mean, I'm stunned again. I mean, I'm stunned by Coon Rapids with taking the domination here, and then, back at it.
And Spaniel, that may be a really good decision ultimately by Chris Carroll, the Blaine head coach, to make that goalie change when he did. And it's worked out for him so far, tied at 4 with 11:40 to go.
I totally
Bengals
agree.
Scoring 2 goals. They've scored 3 unanswered. They've scored 2 in the first 5 minutes of the 3rd period. Shots 24-17 in favor of the Bengals as Loftus sweeps it around ahead for Steffen. Lager with Luke Steffen to his right. Lager above the left circle, and it's gloved and held on to by Danik. Been a pretty cleanly played, penalty-free game so far. Each team has taken just a penalty.
Yeah, Blaine wanted to be real physical real early. We saw that, but I think they've toned that down a little bit. Like you said, there was that incidental with the helmet coming off of Danik. And Coon Rapids needs to get their speed working to their advantage again.
Off the draw, Blaine fighting to keep the puck down in their end, and Penner can't. Clark forces it in deep. Some fundamental hockey as he sets up along the blue line. Mikan or Tickman, wide open in front, backhand, and he missed the net.
I think Danik had a good look at it anyway, if it would have been on net.
Banked back for Parent through traffic, can't be redirected in by Anderson. And we talked about, by the way, Don, the missing Nick Mikan. I think he's literally not out there. I don't see him on the bench, and we haven't called his name all tonight.
No,
so
I was looking for him.
Nick Mikan, one of the leading scorers for this Blaine team, not in the lineup tonight. And that's certainly might explain some of their offensive struggles early.
Yeah, but I think in this third period, you're really seeing them look at the redirections, working at that kind of thing, and really working that better than they did throughout the entire game.
Bengals able to get it back in the zone, and then Coon Rapids clears.
Maybe it took time to figure that out. How do we want to do this without our leading goal scorer?
Redirected in front, yep, indeed. Mikan leading the team with 14 goals. Steffen and Lager just one behind, but that's a loss for any team, no matter how deep. Pass across above the left circle, and that shot is deflected up and out of play. Ernest going for his second. Third and the sixth lead in Section 7 AA, tied at 4, midway through the third period. You can just feel the tension here among the pairs.
You really can. I mean, we had people super giddy next to us, and now there's this. They're going to explode if there's a red goal, but man, there's a foreboding doom lingering in the air.
Great find in the right circle. Swanson walks in on the backhand, and Danik makes the stop. That was actually Ernest, beg your pardon, who drove the net.
I don't think you can let a guy do that to you, can you? You should not let him do that.
Well, you just wonder where the defense was that it got so pinched, as Pooter had that all alone. You see it there. Pooter just walking to the front. Lager went down, and you just wonder where the defense went. Maybe caught puck watching or something. But
yeah, I mean, 14 Novak clearly had erased the other Blaine player to make sure there was no assist, but no one was taking the puck.
Loftus slams on the brakes behind his own net. Banks it up for Pooter, who sweeps it in. Stolen back and lofted out of the zone. Pooter fans at it. They're just right on the forecheck every time Blaine chases it back. Stretch pass up for Landon Luke Steffen. Center's looking for Lager. It's picked up right circle by Landon Steffen. His shot whizzes wide. Up to the point and then back down low. Looking for Lager in the slot, and it's picked off and played on out. And iced. Shots 26-18 for the hockey game, 6-2 in this third period in favor of Blaine. And the Bengals with basically 3 goals in about a 5 minute and 30-second span between the end of the second period and the third period has completely turned this game on its head.
Yeah.
One-timer, and it's saved from the center point by Danik.
And there's no key play to be the fulcrum of that change, right? There wasn't something that you saw that inspired, and this is when they're going to turn around, but they just, it seems like they're playing their game in this third period after not really being able to do so in the first 2.
Yeah, they've kind of found their footing. There's another snapshot that goes wide. Long stretch pass up for Nathan Clark. Clark backhands it. Spaniel decides to melt it down. He hasn't had much to do, Spaniel, other than a couple big saves in the second, but he has had to be alert to that rush from Coon Rapids because they can transition pretty quickly. Oh,
the way they've been chipping it forward and actually getting that pass almost completed has been very impressive by the Cardinals.
Face off right circle of the Blaine zone. 8:20 to go in regulation. 4-4 our score as that's off the end boards and snagged by Spaniel.
I think the key for Coon Rapids is to keep your patience, keep your spacing, and do what you've done that got you the 4 goals that you've already have.
The winner to likely play the second seed Grand Rapids up at Amsoil Arena in Duluth on Saturday night. All the games in this section were delayed because of the snowstorm as Danik gloves it and takes the whistle. So they were all supposed to be Tuesday night, and they all got pushed to Wednesday night.
It's amazing what a difference a day makes up here in the north, doesn't it?
Yeah. Face off left circle, Cardinals zone. Pooter picks it up off the draw. Checked in the right corner, goes to the opposite corner for Swanson. Hauk on his backhand. Centers just under the stick of Swanson. It's picked up along the near side boards and cleared by Coon Rapids. With speed, Bowden into the zone, and he has his pocket picked. Back comes Ernest. Ernest will throw it on net, and Spaniel sees it all the way.
Yeah, the defense of Blaine has been improved too. I don't see the Cardinals getting the spacing that they had earlier.
No, they're definitely not caught flat-footed as they seem to be in the first period and a half, it seems.
I mean, maybe they're used to chasing him. They're like, okay, now I know how fast I need to chase them. Maybe that's what it was.
Adjusting to the speed, but they played them once this season, so you'd think they would have known. But Loftus between the rings. Loftus through traffic, and it somehow doesn't go in. Ooh. Centering pass out in front. Loftus, the all-time leading defenseman in points in Bengals history. He rides off Clark off the puck. And back comes Finn Loftus leading the rush. Driving the net. That shot goes wide. Saved Lager's effort. Kumani Poor back the other way for Coon Rapids. Poor watched by Schaefer. Centering pass, and Loftus tips it to the corner. He's fortunate. That was a great pass, but nobody was home. Luke Steffen forces it into the zone. Luke Steffen drives the net on the backhand. Chases it to the corner, back out to the point through traffic. That's off the window and back out to the right point for Parent. Pooter, or rather Penner, chips it to nobody, tracks it to the left half wall. Penner comes off the boards but loses it to Kish. Kish speeding down the left wing, checked off the puck by Parent. Penner will go up the near side boards. Chance here on the backhand, and Spaniel makes the save. Centered out in front, picked up by Dickman. A great chance it was for Tandon Bush.
We got two quality goaltending efforts going on right now.
Barsness outside the right circle, centered, fed out in front, nobody there. Puck's loose in between the rings. This is better from Coon Rapids with 5:50 to go. Picked off, and Finn Loftus gains the zone. Loftus has his effort snagged by Danik.
Tried to put it just above the pads on the goalie. Danik's dialed in.
Yeah,
this next goal is going to be a good one.
Oh, I think. My goodness.
Look at this.
It's end to end, but what a save on one end.
And the shots on goal are creeping up. 31-20.
Yeah, it's starting to open up, and you wonder if that's due to the fatigue. As Pooter walks to above the right circle, his wrist shot hits a Cardinal out in front. Back to the left point for Loftus. Loftus wants it between the rings, deflected in front, and Danik snags it and falls down. Dane Anderson was battling for position in front of Nate Klinzing. And that stops the clock with 5:25 to go as Anderson was down there, and ultimately it was all Danik could do to snag it and then make sure there was no rebound.
Great job, just lay down, make sure you get the face off.
Danik has stopped 28 of 32 shots tonight. Face-off won by the Bengals, and Ernest crunched in the right corner. Ernest holds, back for Pooter at the point. Loftus scores! Redirected in front by Andrew Swanson, his 5th of the season. Loftus threw it in from the left point, and Swanson redirected it home past Danik And Blaine has come all the way back to take a 5-4 lead. Look at this right here from the left point, just threw it on net. And Swanson just redirected it past Danik. And Blaine, with 5:09 to play in the hockey game, takes a 5-4 lead, and a good timeout here by Aaron Frock of Coon Rapids to regroup his team and just say, listen, boys, I don't know, Don, what do you think he's saying in the timeout?
Find your space, find your teammates.
And it's really the change in strategy to have the net front presence and just get pucks on Danik's net from the point and redirect them in. How many redirection goals? Penner's was a redirection. Anderson's.
That's the change.
All 3 goals in this third period to come all the way back from a 4-2 deficit have been the result of a net front presence.
Yeah, and Danik's been dialed in, so the way to beat him is you make him move, or you make sure the puck's moving in unpredictable ways, and a redirection is inherently unpredictable. And
I have to imagine it'll be an assist to Loftus and maybe one other.
That's what I was thinking too.
That goal, I believe, coming at the 11:51 mark of the third period. And Zane Spaniel in position now to win this hockey game after coming in to replace the struggling Ryan Wallen early in the second period. There's a chance out in front.
Yep, 14 Loftus with the assist. And I think he said Pooter.
Pooter, yep. So Adam Pooter gets another assist. He assisted on a couple, on at least another goal on the power play goal tonight. So Pooter with a couple helpers. Loftus with a couple as well. And they get another one in front. And it's the guy we highlighted in the beginning of the game, Landon Steffen, his 14th. It breaks a 6-game goalless streak, and the junior makes it 6-4 Blaine with 4:26 to play. And all of a sudden, Danik getting some daps from his teammates, just trying to settle him down, as you see here.
Well, there's no way this is on Danik, right?
No.
Somebody needs to cover
Out
it.
in front, beautiful pass, beautiful spinning assist, and Steffen in front for the tap in. 6-4 our score, 4 goals for the Bengals. I'll let you listen to the goal announcement. As Landon Steffen, Pooter, and Luke Steffen get the assist. So Pooter with 3 helpers tonight, and Blaine with a little bit of breathing room with less than 4 to play. They drive the net once more. Danik makes the stop. Hopefully he's okay as the net has become dislodged.
I think that dislodgement actually comes at a really good time for Coon Rapids to compose themselves and just keep going at Danik. Pulling his helmet down.
Hopefully he's okay. What a turn of events. If you're just joining us here, Blaine found themselves trailing 4-2 after the second period. 4-1.
4-1.
Until
got a goal.
Minute left.
Right, 42 seconds left.
Until a minute left. With a minute left before the second period, they were trailing 4-1. They have scored 5 unanswered to make it 6-4. And it looks, unless something changes, like Blaine will survive this Coon Rapids upset attempt. Make it 6-0 in playoff appearances against the Cardinals and advance to the 7AA semifinals. But certainly things to clean up for Chris Carroll's crew in what should be a really tough semifinal in Duluth on Saturday night.
Yeah, and the quality of the goals that Coon Rapids had were impressive.
Here's a shot, good pad save by Danik, trying to denying Finn Loftus.
Yeah, and I think they need to make sure that, at least Coon Rapids need to make sure Swanson is sitting out front like that. You need to put an end to those redirects, because those have been bad for you in this period. Make sure you can get some space, use your speed. You got to get the puck first. Blaine's been dominating the puck puck carry.
Lager wins the draw. Wrist shot hits a man out in front. Lager possesses. On the backhand, passed out high, and it's stolen. Nathan Clark has his pocket picked at the blue line by Finn Loftus. Landon Steffen ahead for Bryce Lager. There's a loose stick on the ice as that shot by Lager is up and out of play. Stops the clock with 2:49 to go, third period. 6-4 our score. 36-20. Shots in favor of the Bengals.
Someone for the Cardinals is going to have to step up. You can see it in some of the eyes of the Cardinals players. They just need a little bit of a boost of energy, and I think they can get it. But they're going to need someone to give it to them.
Yeah, Don Blaine has really turned on the juice. They're out shooting them in this period 16-4 after it was very close. Danik spills another rebound, but he taps it to himself.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of shots tonight, nearly 40 attempts on goal. And it's so tough when those redirections are in front. And that's where the physicality and the size of Blaine comes into play. And you would think if they'd have had Nick Mikan available tonight that he would have been that net front presence a lot of the time. But again, they've got a couple players standing as a screen in front of Danik. Swept in deep.
Good idea, because Danik's been solid.
Yeah, I mean, they had to change up the approach at some point. And finally found their shooting boots in these.
Danik's out of the net.
As Danik was skating off, he'll have to go back. They're trying to get the extra attacker on the ice. Through traffic, redirected again. Back out to the left point. Again through traffic. It's really just get it in deep, back out high, from the point, put it on net, and hope that you get a redirection or a rebound that comes to you.
Yeah, the one goal that was Steffen's, that was the one that was different, right? That was one where it was a nice pass. Steffen did a good job cutting into the net at the right time.
One back to the end boards. Pooter has had himself a nice game tonight. So those top lines, those seniors really coming through. Adam Pooter, just a junior though, wouldn't be surprised to see him with a alternate captain A on his jersey next year, or maybe a C. Takes over for Finn Loftus. Just informed that Grand Rapids and the Thunderhawks 5-1 winners tonight. So indeed, the winner of this game will face Grand Rapids in the section semifinals. Empty net, extra attacker on the ice as Loftus picks it up in the right circle. Goes D to D to Pooter. Steffen tried to get to the empty net. Instead, it's knocked down by Bowden.
They need to connect some passes if they're going to mount something here.
1 minute to go in the game. 6-4 our score. Centered off the back of the net. Spaniel trying to glove it. He finally does and hangs on. So Blaine looking very much like they will advance to face this 2-seed Grand Rapids. As you see, a great chance and just not much on it, but Spaniel making that right pad save.
I mean, is Spaniel your star of the game?
I mean, there's certainly a case to be made, but ultimately they needed goals.
Yep.
And that's what did it for them. So Penner might be, he had a goal and an assist. But definitely some options. As Blaine just needed to turn the offense on in the third period. And they really woke up offensively. Again, 20 shots through the first two periods, 18 in the third. So clearly the instructions were heard from Chris Carroll as the clock is stopped with 36 seconds to go.
Yeah, you talk about adjustments, and obviously Blaine adjusted.
Cardinals will fall to finish their season at 10-16. But a really valiant effort tonight here on the road in a playoff game. The first time for the sophomores that lead this line. But this is a team that lost 20-0 in the playoffs last year to Maple Grove. Backhanded attempts. Manuel makes another save, a third save.
Shot, shot, shot.
Wow. Blocker save as well, as time will expire here at Fogarty Arena. The Blaine Bengals score 4 goals in the third period and 5 unanswered to come back from a 4-1 deficit and win tonight's game 6-4. Coon Rapids put a scare into the Bengals, but ultimately the Bengals were able to find their offensive scoring touch in the third period, and they move on to the 7AA semifinals on Saturday night up in Duluth against the 2-seed Grand Rapids.
Yeah, the red brought dread for sure. You could feel it. This arena was stunned when it was 4-1. It was unbelievable. They were sniping, and it was amazing, and Blaine just kept it out going. And like you said, in the third period, kept steamrolling, and then shots on goal. It really shows that third period was devastating.
Bengals get a power play goal from Finn Loftus with 42 seconds left in the second period. Then they'd score 4 unanswered in the third to win this one going away 6-4. So that'll do it here for us in Blaine. For my broadcast partner, Don Ackerman, director Ted LaRue, special thanks to all of our entire crew at North Metro TV. I'm Bill Hupp, saying good night from Fogarty Arena. Blaine comes back from a 4-1 deficit to win this 7AA quarterfinal 6-4. You've been watching high school playoff hockey on North Metro TV.